Despite heightened rhetoric, efforts to diplomatically resolve tensions at the Ukraine-Russia border continue, with the latest round of talks to be held between France, Germany, Russia and Ukraine. The head of the Ukrainian president's office, however, said that there is no specific agenda for the Normandy talks to be held in Paris today. Andrei Yermak took to Facebook to say that the Ukrainian delegation plans to bring up the possibility of a full ceasefire and humanitarian issues. French President Emmanuel Macron also said that he would be directly speaking to President Putin on Friday and seek clarification of his intentions towards Ukraine.
Это и продолжало выглядеть как Запад, он нагнетает. Да, и в каком-то смысле информационно действительно на Западе этого больше. И получается, что мы-то, что называется, не хотим войны, а это Запад. Никто ни на кого не напал, а нас уже во всем.
A statement from Élysée Palace said that President Macron remains determined to use all resources of diplomacy to preserve the stability of Europe and to show solidarity and readiness to support EU members. The Normandy format dates back to 2014, when leaders from France, Germany, Russia and Ukraine met informally in an effort to resolve the war in Donbass in eastern Ukraine. Well, for more on this, Ross Cullen is joining us live from Paris. Ross, good to see you. What's the latest in regards to the talks? And is there hope that after France, Russia, Ukraine and Germany talk, then we might see the tension or dispute cooling down?
Well, those talks are taking place just a couple of streets away from where we are at the moment. They are taking place in the Élysée Palace, the French presidential residence and office, but they are at advisor level for now. Diplomatic advisors from Germany, Ukraine and Russia coming here to Paris to join their French counterpart Emmanuel Macron for these talks, which are hoping to potentially lay the groundwork for further talks at ministerial level later down the line. Now, we are looking at the possibility of trying to reduce tensions. This is the key focus for France and Germany. They are bringing Ukraine and Russia together under the Normandy format. This structure, the first time the four countries met, it was in northern France, in Normandy. Russia, Ukraine, France and Germany, they've met before at several different levels. This is the advisory level to try to find any chance of a breakthrough, any chance to dial down those tensions in southeast Europe, on the Ukrainian border, with the build-up of Russian troops around Ukraine and of course the Russia-backed separatists already controlling parts of southeast Ukraine. The problem for Emmanuel Macron is that there has been some division in terms of Europe. Germany is worried about its gas supplies coming directly from Russia. It wants to ensure the continuation of its energy supplies, but France wants to take a more of a leading role. So this is going to be the chance for France and Germany to lead those talks, for the European Union's two biggest countries to lead those talks, and taking a step away from the role previously played in previous weeks by NATO and the United States. So we are going to be watching those talks very closely to see if they can make any breakthrough, if there can be any inching towards dialing down of those tensions.
Right. Ross, leaders of France, Germany and the United Kingdom have indicated plans of having direct talks with President Putin. What impact will that have in efforts to de-escalate tensions over Ukraine?
Well, having direct talks with President Putin was something that Emmanuel Macron underlined as a core principle of the European approach to this crisis. Speaking with the German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, Emmanuel Macron, the French president, said there are four key principles that Europe must pursue in this response to the crisis and its response to Russia. The first one is united reaction within Europe, so a unity, a common purpose of all European Union states, a coordinated, unified approach. The second principle is ensuring there is solidarity with Ukraine and the European Union remains engaged with the Ukrainian authorities. The third principle is something that you just alluded to, ensuring there is a continuation of talks with Moscow, never giving up on the possibility for dialogue with President Putin. And finally, the fourth principle that Emmanuel Macron says Europe must pursue is ensuring that despite the fact there must be continued talks with Moscow, there must also be preparations for a unified punitive reaction in case there is any further Russian aggression against Ukraine.
Live from Paris, France. Ross Cullen, thank you. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.